find its way down the drain eventually, or in the doldrums. And that is why there is a station like 92.3 Nigeria Info to bring you talk, and not just cheap talk, not just any talk, not barroom talk, but talk for development, most especially here on Hard Facts. I am Kalada Kurubatabo. I've got the big stories. The 3 o'clock hour, I've got a topical issue. The 4 o'clock hour conversation basically is about the Oginiba market, and we'll talk about it more, and we'll get your thoughts on it. And then the 5 o'clock hour, we'll talk about defamation. Of course, you must have heard about the Afe Babalola and Dele Farotimi situation, but I want to link it. I want to find a way to draw a nexus to what happens on the show every or almost every day. So you want to stay tuned. That's a conversation you and I would love to have, I believe. And so stay tuned. We're live on Facebook, we're live on YouTube, we're active on X, Nigeria Info PH. It's good to have you once again on social media. I am the Kalada, TheKalada. Okay, that being said, let's quickly get into the nitty gritty. Yesterday, during my presentation, I mentioned that the Martin Amaewhule led assembly are looking at investigating. As a matter of fact, I think they set up an investigative committee to look into what they call disturbances at the various local governments, or in some local governments, on the 7th of October 2024. Now, I may underline the word may have misjudged it or misconstrued their statement to meaning that they have accepted that there was a local government election. However, I don't think that is the case. In my opinion now, after reading it over and over again, it may just be an attempt to investigate, just like the Rivers State Executive Government has investigated through the Commission of Inquiry. Remember, there is the Commission of Inquiry bill that they say, talking about the Martin Amaewhule-led assembly now, that they say they have transmitted to the governor of Rivers State, Siminalayi Fubara. Now, whether he will sign it into law is another conversation for another day. However, after doing that, and after talking talked about the fact that they were blamed for trying to shield the FCT minister and other people, because now a lot of fingers are accusing the FCT minister for being behind. He also, was asked the question on Channels TV a while back, and he denied any involvement. However, people still insist, and they talked about it during one of their plenaries, and now they're going ahead to set up a committee to investigate. According to certain judgments of court, some argue that they are the bona fide members of the House of Assembly. Yesterday, we even had a slight argument as to that as well, or should I say slight debate as to that as well, given what transpired at the National Assembly yesterday. So let's quickly read the statement, the press statement is seen on their Facebook page. And let's see if we can rob mind development or governance or peace or what is in the state. It is captioned, Rivers Assembly Speaker enjoins House Committee to expedite action in summiting, reporting October the 7th, local government disturbances. Now, consistent with legislative House of Assembly, Right Honorable Martin Amaewhule at the House 77th legislative sitting on Thursday, that's yesterday, and joined the House Committee on Public Complaints and Petitions to expedite action in submitting report on the various petitions referred to the committee, including the report of its investigations on the disturbances witnessed in the state on the 7th of October 2024, which affected some local government council secretariat. Now, the Speaker reminded the committee of Section 128 of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended, which donated to the House the power to conduct investigations, and urged the committee to accelerate the process. Earlier, presenting preliminary reports and some petitions before the committee, the chairman of the House Committee on Public Complaints and Petitions, Honorable Enemi Judge, stated that due diligence is being given that everybody concerned is fair hearing. Honorable Judge assured the House that report versions speaker, or should I say to Martin Amaewhule, speaker of the Martin Amaewhule led. No. And the reason I did that is because I don't want to be seen as taking sides, so please do understand. So that being said, what is your thought? Because it mirrors what the Commission of Inquiry has done since again everything that's I can describe. But now let's quickly move to my second big story. And my second big story is quite catchy, interesting in my opinion. We've been talking about last week, so something last week, whether it was last week, the news came out. It was a tree for some. For some, it was an avenue to criticize. For some, it was an avenue to show their disbelief in governance in its entirety in Nigeria, right? Talking about the Port Harcourt Refinery, the 60,000 barrels per day part of it. And we were told, hallelujah, the refinery is working. That's what we were told. And ever since then, there's been the back and forth. I mean, talking about pricing, talking about, having to work with Indorama to come out with a finer product, talking about the sensors and blowing truck coming to load. All of these were conversation that the conversations on PCO, it was a critical where the refinery operating optimally. Now we're being told, as seen on the Guardian newspaper, that the refinery, the Port Harcourt refinery, is now exporting products. Now, there is a byproduct that is an alternative to crude oil in the refining process, and also is used for what they call bunker fuel, I believe, for ships, and very much looked for around the world, is now being exported. Now, the Guardian said something about exporting that product. I can't remember the name now. But exporting that product to Dubai. That's what the Guardian had reported earlier today before my first commercial. Do I even have a commercial? Yes, I do. So let's quickly look for that big story, and then I quickly go in for a commercial break. So the NNL is 14 now through 40, and I think the product is called Sulfur Run Fuel Oil, Low Sulfur Straight Run Fuel Oil, LSSR, and it's exporting into the Dubai-based Gulf Port Trading Limited. That product, once again, an alternative to crude oil in the refining process, and also can be used to blend with other, what do you call it now, other petroleum products, to get fuel, and also can be bunker fuel for ships and other machines that need such a bunker, because it means more revenue for them. And then we'll yet to get our cool issues sorted with local problems, so we're ready. So it brings us back to the conversation we have with the Port Harcourt Bio. The presidency through Bio Nanoga is telling us that the part of the refinery, 150,000 barrels a day capacity refinery, will soon start to presence. Is that good news as well? Tune in after the commercial. We'll talk more. On past 3 p.m. I am Khaled Akrobatabo. You can find me on social media, Khaled. Or better still, you can watch the show live at this platform. During for PhD. Basically, you just interact with us via X, Nigeria PH. To my final big story, and this final big story in the Monday Martin Luther King, because I want to have a dream, or maybe I say the biblical Joseph, because I want to have a dream at that's my dream into integrity. So South senators have thrown their weight behind the tax reform by the president, Bola Tinubu. Now, they're saying that they believe the tax reform bills, the four of them, will be instrumental, very pivotal, very, very to the development of Nigeria in the coming years. And they are saying this is not a policy that they can afford not to take, just like we drag on subsidy for the time, just like dragged on the Petroleum Industry Act, which became an act, and that's like almost be aligned with national interest, particularly well-being of the South region. Now, I had a dream that this, I can't hold it anymore, I'm sorry, but I had a dream that this bill, or bills, the bills would really, really become so much part of a political debate in the coming months. And there is the tendency it may get even more sensitive, and there will be the throwing of the ethnic cards, that we usually throw when we have such national debates or national conversations. But I want to use this medium to plead with as many people who are listening, in any part of the country, that while orders may tend to or be tempted to, we need to stay on the merit of the matter. We need to stay on the merits and look at possible demerits and see how we can tackle the demerits so that we can have a country that works for you, that works for me, and we can become a giant amongst the Committee of Nations, given our prowess, given our what do you call it now, potentials, right? So what do you make of this? Now, all of the South senators have come out, and because someone was asking the other day, why is it only Sarah Dixon that is talking? But now they've all come out and they're saying, hey, we put our weight, or we throw our weight behind this wonderful tax reform. 4 of the bills, wonderful bills, they say. Now, we've got Senator Jarigbe PDP Cross River North as part of the signatory to that. He is, of course, the secretary of the South Senators Forum. We've got Senator Barry Nada Mpigi, PDP Rivers South East. We've got Senator Adams Oshomole, APC Edo North. We've got Senator Neda Imaswan, Labour Party Edo South. We've got Senator Munia Nedwoko, PDP Delta North. We've got Senator Thomas Joel Onowakpo, APC Delta South. We've got Senator Anyekan Basi, PDP Akwa Ibom South. We've got Senator Asukwo Ekpenyong, APC Cross River South. Senator Olwell Oyeso, PDP Rivers East. Senator Ipalibo Banigo, PDP Rivers West. Senator Benson Agadaga, PDP Bayelsa East. Senator Kombo Way Benson, PDP Bayelsa Central. Senator Eteng Jonah Williams, APC Cross River Central. Senator Ekong Samson, PDP Akwa Ibom South. Senator Ede Dafinone, APC Delta Central. So we've seen about 15 of them, different political parties. What unites them is their geopolitical zoning, and that is the South. The South is what is common denominator for them. So what are your thoughts? Now, some of you who are listening to my voice, you must have had your senator representing you on that list. Is this what you think they should be doing on your behalf? That's another question I think you may want to answer on the show. So let's go now to the phone lines. 0817 923 0002, 0817 923 0003, 0817 923 0007. Those are the call numbers. I take it one more time for clarity purposes. 0817 923 0002, 0817 923 0003, and 0817 923 0007. Now, for WhatsApp, I take I know a lot of you have been trying to call me via WhatsApp these days. My attention is usually distracted, so I'm more focused on the phone lines. Apologies for that. But yeah, you can send me messages on WhatsApp. 0809 0306 That is the WhatsApp number. Let's talk for development, please, because all of these matters are very much related to you and I and the development of our society. And if our society is not conducive for living, then you and I will not have an easy life, and we all want to have an easy life, I guess. So let's talk, huh? I'm waiting for the call screener to get your call screened. Fortunately, I've got one screen right now, and that person calling is Lawson, and Lawson is calling from Yanigua. So let's take a listen to I think I mistakenly dropped the call. Lawson, please do call back if you can. Sorry about that. Okay, Robin from HA, welcome. Yeah, Robin, welcome.
Yeah, Canada.
Yeah, welcome, Robin.
Good afternoon. You know, this discussion, we had it the other day.
Which of them?
I'm reacting based on the senators and
the
tax reform.
Yeah.
And the speech made by Senator Distin at the Senate, and now the South senators are endorsing. I even queried why the senators in River State have root. But now the South senators are speaking, endorsing the tax reform. I am afraid here.
Why you wanted them to speak? You wanted them to speak?
Because National Assembly is about the numbers. I had expected them not to go for the ethnicity aspect of it. Discuss about the well-being of Nigeria as a nation.
But that's the angle they also have taken. They started. I mean, I mentioned it. They said, please, let's not go the ethnic route. Let's not go. But we, as the South Forum, we're going to this bill.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
I do not think that is what they are going for, because there doesn't that as a recourse of South senators. And I know that at the National Assembly, when the Senate, they have 109. How many are we here if being put into vote in the House?
It's three per state. So
issue for them to accept it generously. Not the issue of this ethnicity.
Robin, let's do numbers now. Robin, let's do numbers. It is 3 per state, 3 senators per state. We have 6 states in the South. So we're talking. Is it 3? I think 3 per state. So if we have 3 per state, we have 6 states in the South. So we're talking about. We're talking about 18 senators, So don't you think it's good numbers?
Canada, if they go by the figures, the numbers you are mentioning.
Oh, sorry, 2 per state.
Is going to die natural death.
Okay, all right then.
They should push and convince their colleagues.
They should lobby. All right, thank you. Thank you very much. I've got Chima from Rumakuta. Chima, welcome. What is on your mind?
Good afternoon, Mr. Canada.
Yeah, good afternoon.
The senators are doing well. I want to ask, what are the Southwest senators, including the Southeast too, even the Middle Belt, they're supposed to help us in this situation, because what the people that are actually turning down this bill are the Northerners, due to their population and whatever things may be. But me, I'm not like that. I will still say to tomorrow that is the beauty of democracy, because lawmaking is an institution itself. Now, whereby somebody says, this one doesn't represent me, I don't want it, and we have to debate it, and we have to throw it away, we have to bring it back. Yeah, we are crying here that people that are representing us does not see daylight. Just 3 persons will stand and pass a budget and make a bill, and our governor here.
What has that got? Chima, what has that got to do with what we're talking about? Please do not derail the conversation.
We're talking about for development.
But don't derail my conversation.
If the head is good and the down is bad, we're not going anywhere.
Chima, we can't book it down all the time. We're looking at why you need to focus on that conversation.
We're not expecting, and people will strike. When the thing started, that is not working. They refuse that it's working. Now, the issue now is that's the problem we have in Africa. Although I'm not happy about this, we export it, because we produce what we don't use, and we use what we don't produce. Now you're doing the one that does not want, we don't want here in Nigeria. You are exporting it. And we that own it, the way they're crying, we cannot use it. But what would I say now? I don't know for them. Then the Martins and Amaewhule people that are doing what they are doing, it is in the right direction. Because the way you see the whole thing now, because of this problem, different powers are unraveling. We never knew the assembly can investigate the matter, but because of what is happening now, we have now known the assembly can investigate matter.
Why would you not know? Why would you not know assembly can investigate? During the NDDC saga or forensic audit, was there not an investigation done by the National Assembly? What are you saying?
Why would I not know? Knowledge is not something that they
oh, okay. All right, you're right about that.
Am I born with this?
You're right about that one. But I've got to go. Thank you very much, Chima. I've got to eat that from Inkoro. Welcome on the show.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yeah, welcome.
Exactly, I'm not correct. Try to correct me, so we are going to learn. Don't know what to call this. I don't even know that I have former president because the national chairman has signed to fund the election. The national chairman, who is a member of PDP, has them to fund the election.
But he doesn't have the final say. It's not in the constitution that the national chairman will be the one to say whether they are members or not, and that's why the matter is in court, I guess.
So, Kalada, what will I call them now?
You call them the Martin Amaewhule-led assembly for ease, for fairness sake, rather.
Whatever case is very peaceful now. Let them not pass any law against it after the court case, and then can be able to pass law.
All right.
The governor, they are distracting the governor. You can see projects listed every year. Even in your community, they want to dualize the roads. They didn't take anything to Hugo. The governor is doing no another local government to Hugo. So the governor is doing well. You should not distract the governor.
All right.
Kalada, thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Ida. Thank you, Ida. Let's go to remember with very much. Oh, I keep mistaking my buttons on that. Sorry about that. This one is from you Richard 07 at you Richard 07. That's Agogo Richard on X. It says Kalada. Is the refinery working? What are we exporting? As a journalist, please go and find out though. At least you day Port Harcourt, no far from your office. Go do eyewitness report. Yeah, I will do eyewitness report. I've got colleagues who are, saddled with that responsibility. Mine is to sit here in the studio and talk after, researching what they have done or going through what they have done. George is calling from Buguma. George, welcome. What is on your mind?
Yes, Kalada. I think the National Assembly is saddling with the responsibility to make laws, and they are trying to make the VAT law a workable one. And we see what is planning is just to lobby and see how we get things right. Kalada, you are aware that the Northerners over the years are majority in almost everything. This is what we must question. You go to the military, the armed forces, all the over 4 or 3 armed forces, they are the majority. You come to the National Assembly, the same. You go to
so them now don't whip up no George.
You see that
George. No. I always will stop it before it even materializes. Don't whip up ethnic sentiments. There are different reasons as to why there is a majority in the forces, and it's different from why there is a majority at the National Assembly in the force side. A lot of the people from the southern part,
whatever,
like I said, it's different. Let's not whip ethnic.
Whatever is the reason,
yeah,
it must not. In every, I told you,
let us not whip ethnic. Judge, not on this show.
Go to the local government. Okay, Can alone has 44 local governments.
Once again, I am not. Okay, go ahead. Let's hear you.
7 states. Only in the north, 7 states. One region has 7 states. It is not applied to any other place. You got almost everything. Tell me the area. So they have been enjoying this majority over the years, and that is the reason why it's like we have been marginalized and others have been oppressed and everything. When they come out in terms of bill, in terms of, you remember the comfort report. The comfort report never.
So Judge, I would have to pause. Judge, I would have to pause. Judge, pause. Please pause. Now, I think that there are a lot of misconceptions in what you have said. Number one, the reason why they have a majority in the force once again is because for some reason, a lot of people in the southern part of the country do not like to join the force. And I've given empirical evidence on this show and my previous show when I was working for another radio station in Port Harcourt. So there is empirical evidence to that fact that in this part of the world, we do not like to. So that's a different one. Now, the reason why they have a majority once again, yes, can be attributed to the number of states that they have. But then when you look at the land mass in that area, I'm not talking population, I'm talking about land mass, then you can make the argument
that directly or indirectly, they have been enjoying.
You can't call that enjoyment.
You are only giving the reasons and deliberating on the reasons why they are. But they are directly or indirectly, if you look at every sector, they are enjoying the majority. And that is what is affecting every area. You go to the National Assembly, they are directly and indirectly enjoying the majority. So when you bring something like in this matter that injustice is reigning, they don't even need to argue. Okay, now tell them to give us resource control. Control what you have so that I'm paid to the center. They will still not agree. Tell me the one they will agree.
All right, I've got to go.
Yeah. The argument continues.
Yes, it does.
People don't understand the current president. He was one of those in the front burner for restructuring. That's what he like. He's going to unbundle a lot of things in this country. I'm telling you, this mentality is not new. Don't forget when Chief Anthony Nauro moved the motion for self-government in 1953 for habit in 56. It was same thing. Nigeria would have had that independence before Ghana. But Nigeria was ready, colonial masters were ready, but don't forget that phrase was substituted with as soon as practicable. And that's why Nigeria got that independence in 1960. So it's always there. But let me tell you something. Yes, it's 17 states against 19 states, but there will definitely be liberal northerners. This bill is not every northerner is going to affect that much. No. There are some that the bill will favor, and it's parliament. This is how parliament is. I don't think there is any division. Even in the U.S., parliament is like this. So they will argue, and that's why they are in the parliament to argue, and then they see how they can make their point.
But listen. Like George.
Yes.
Like George was trying to argue, the northern part may want to form a bloc and kick against the bill, and if they do, they have more numbers. He was arguing from the side that, or the angle that they dominate. I'm not really sure I'm comfortable about that argument, but he was arguing from the place that they dominate, and for that reason the bill might not see the light of the day, or might not have life eventually.
No, see, it's politics. Definitely there will be lots of horse trading, there will be lots of politics played. I am telling you, there are liberal northerners, and don't forget Kwara Kogi, that's lower Niger. By some political arrangement, they are in the north. They may not go the same way. You see, let me tell you, there will be lots of horse trading, and I can tell this bill is good. I have taken time to look at it, and it's going to benefit the country on the long run.
All right, then.
So maybe with time, I think some of them will come to understand, and at the end of the day, I feel that this bill is going to see the light of the
All right, Lawson, thank you.
We'll see how far it goes.
Thank you. It's politics, Lawson describes it. But I'm going to Omagwa, where I have Moses standing by with his thoughts. Moses, let's get here from
Thank you. Good evening, Kalaba.
Yeah, still afternoon, though. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon. Thank you. Yes, my own fear is just like one of the callers said. This one, the senators from South rushed and passed vote of confidence on Amaewhule, and also in support of that bill. Sometimes because of what these are South senators or politicians have been doing. Because I'm looking at because it's like this side of the politicians, we are selfish. But I don't know if this rush to push forward for this bill, if it will really favor us.
Okay.
Now, also, before this time, I think after the election and the people was declared winner, a rumor came up that this is what he would do, which means there is plan. I don't know what they really.
But Moses.
Let me not do something because it will favor me today because it may backfire tomorrow.
Okay, but Moses, it was part of his. It was part of his. What's it called now? His manifesto. Zion, welcome.
Mr. Zion from Port Harcourt.
All right, Zion, welcome.
The truth is, in all the discourse you have gathered this afternoon, has anyone given you the ingredients of that bill?
Yeah, we talked about the ingredient yesterday and the day before, so I guess.
I mean now, the discourse. We are looking at what is not necessary. Our brothers from the south has already divided the country.
How do you mean?
Like it or not.
How do you mean?
Led by my own representative, which I did not send him to do that. Who told him to go and form South-South caucus for this bill? Who sent him? Was that what I asked him to do? Bayelsa State is one of the backward states in this country and means the mega resources. He did not discuss that. He did not consider the oil spill going on in Bayelsa State and nobody hears about that. He didn't discuss that. He's going to discuss a bill, an obnoxious bill.
So you don't think this is for the best of Bayelsa people?
This is the worst to see in this bill have already put grounds for even Agberos to be taxing you.
No, but that's not that. Zion, have you read the bill? Because it talks about a central system where you remove all of the agberos, like you call them, so they collect on behalf of the three tribes. That's why I said, have you read the bill? Once again, I'm going to ask you that question.
That is why I'm speaking now. If you are telling that this bill is to favor you, my brother, is not true.
I'm not saying whether it is for or against, but I'm saying, have you read the bill?
They are about to remove what to call the FIRS. To be disbanded.
They're going to disband FIRS to form a new body. It's not
new body,
yes,
right?
Yeah.
Have you gone through the FIRS Act and see the operations? Now you have FIRS. You now have their subsidiaries, which means I can come as FIRS and I can say, oh boy, look, shopping is the Canada company. Go there, go collect your home.
But that's what you're saying. That's why they're removed. That's why I said you should read the bill, because now they're removing the FIRS to have a central system, no subsidiaries anymore.
I want to ask you, if FIRS is not a central body?
Oh my! But you still don't get it right. There's going to be a unified system. It could be digital, where they pay. You could pay through your bank.
FIRS, not a central.
Yet again, Zion, I don't have time. I've got to go. But you know what I'm talking about. Let's see on Facebook. I've got Iai Kingsley Wokemezie, who says irrelevant assembly members should go and sleep because we are about to enter 2025. Budget will soon see the light of the day. Okay, one or the divine says, which refinery? Nigerians are very easy to brainwash. What expectation to where? How much is petrol? Clever Sonny says, Mr. Martin Amaewhule and his group of friends are jokers. Nobody should take them serious anymore in Rivers State. Okwan Webiner says, I wonder what is in the mind of the Martins Amaewhule-led faction of the Rivers State House of Assembly after all their inquiring or probing. Who is going to implement the outcome? Let's see. They better get serious and stop entertaining us with comic relief. Rivers State has gone past them and their selfish, inordinate ambition of protecting the interest of their demigod, ENWK. And thank God, I believe that Wegu says the genuine committee set up by the government or the governor had submitted their reports to the governor, waiting for the implementation. Any other committee is unknown to the state. But I hope all of you who are saying what you're saying about the assembly, that you realize that the legislative arm of government has got the right to oversee the executive arm of government and even the local government. It's in the constitution, just saying. But let's come here. Ima, what is Ima saying? God, I think I missed I need. All right, I can't seem to find Ima's comments. Ima Hari says, good day, Kalada. The presidency has again started blabbing concerning the remaining works in the Port Harcourt Refinery. Bayo Nanuga, like the people before him in the presidency, have never stopped lying to Nigerians. Until yesterday, no one knows the real situation concerning refining in the refinery. Bayo Nanuga is at it again, telling us what he did, what he does not understand happening in Port Harcourt Refinery. You're watching him and his paymasters. All right. Now, let's quickly take a look at WhatsApp. Emi Fiaga. Yes, Emi Fiaga says, greetings, Canada. On the issue of tax reform bills, I think we need to correct a seemingly wrong insinuation. I know many people within and outside the corridors of powers in the north who are in support of the proposed tax reforms administration in the country. Sometimes the habitual generalization and stereotyping against is unhealthy and wrong. Certain politicians, whether in the north or in the south, have a way of playing around the existing dichotomy to achieve their selfish benefits at the expense of the general good. This time it won't work. The bills will scale through the National Assembly. The bills will be beneficial to Nigerians. Emi Fiaga. All right, okay. All right, you may know something I don't know, I guess. This one says, do I hear you saying that Martin and his group I've set up a committee to investigate the 7th October burning of council secretaries. These guys are really entertaining us. The genuine committee set up by the governor. I think I've read that message. Thank God ability. I'm moving on now. Let's come here. This one says, Port Harcourt Refinery now exporting petroleum products. The excitement and importance of exporting petroleum products from the Port Harcourt Refinery. I am not moved. Nigerians need petroleum products. Let it work at full capacity for us to have enough petroleum products for this period. I want to take Clinton West. And Odinaka Woyike says, the tax reform bill won't see the light of the day since the southern senators have made it a regional agenda, which may not be comfortable with the north that has the majority in the Senate. Hence, I urge the southern senators to lobby their colleagues rather than taking a stand at this early stage. Woyike Odinaka, thank you very much. Keep those comments coming in and let's get your thoughts. But really, I'm looking at this tax reform bill, and it's just like, the subsidy removal, and the resistance it got. I remember Goodluck Jonathan's time. The resistance was massive. I could also think of the PIB, now PIA, that's the Petroleum Industry Act. And you could see even the confab, after all that was said and done, when it reached implementation stage, you could feel the resistance, you could feel the opposition, and many years later it has become a document that we only make a reference to, something like a research. Basically, that's what it is right now. And my goodness, so when I think, even though Akpabio said this bill will survive, it will go through the process, it feels like Imam Barrow may be having different directions as to how the bill should travel. Despite all of it, I wonder what you think it should be the right way to go. And your thoughts are very, very important, because you've got representatives in the House of Representatives and the Senate, the National Assembly, basically. But I've got to go for the time being. I've got the business update coming, and after that, you and I will talk. And this time, we will talk about the Oginiba saga. I will bring your way some women of that market, and they will narrate their story. And then we will listen to the Commissioner of Police. And I've got a question. I won't let the cat out of the bag just yet. To stay tuned.